Live on 865 from the North East Motopark, it's the 2013 Formula One Atlantic Grand Prix, the inaugural running of this event. Today, 20 of the world's best are going for victory on this brand new circuit. Top teams like McLaren, Lotus, and Red Bull own the first few grid slots, as some of the lower teams like the makes of Jordan and Force India also had great performances in Q3, with drivers like Jarno Trulli and Adrian Sutil. This track is rather short for Formula One, at just over 2 miles in length. The drivers will have to fight through the tight turn 1, the chicanes which are very resemblant of Austin, the 3 consecutive hairpin corners, and the Indy-style turn 12 before the finish line. And this will happen 13 times over. Weather is looking very good today, temps in the low 80s and only a 15% chance of rain. But why am I still talking? Time to send it up to your race commentator for you today, Adam Johnson. Adam?
Thanks, Luke, and welcome to the inaugural running of the Atlantic Grand Prix here at the North East Motopark. A track I'm really excited to see these Formula One drivers race on today, because this takes away all that DRS and KERS and push to pass effortlessly nonsense. This is a pure old-fashioned street fight where you need all your driving skill just to get round it, let alone get round your fellow driver. So I'm really excited for today's race. I hope you are as well. Here's the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton on pole ahead of Romain Grosjean, so Hamilton's going to be watching his mirrors down to the first corner presumably. Mark Webber and Fernando Alonso are on the second row behind them. Sebastian Vettel's got some work to do to come up from 5th. Kimi Raikkonen's got even more work to do to come up from 8th. They are sandwiching Adrian Sutil and Nico Rosberg. Jarno Trulli, good to see him back in a Formula 1 car, and good to see that bright yellow Jordan back on the grid. He's ahead of Michael Schumacher, Felipe Massa and Jenson Button. Another mediocre qualifying one there. One of my personal favourite drivers, Kamui Kobayashi, ahead of Jaime Alguersuari in the Sol Toro Rosso, ahead of Paul Di Resta and Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the second Jordan. Some more older cars back here. Ralf Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya reprising their roles as Williams BMW drivers, ahead of Vitaly Petrov and the last starter of Pedro de la Rosa. Now this is where any pure race fan's heartbeat just raises up just a little bit, and now it's full-on racing, if you'll excuse the pun, as we watch for the lights. There they are, the lights are up. And the lights are out and we're underway. We are underway and racing at the Atlantic Grand Prix, and Sebastian Vettel is certainly underway. He's just torpedoed his way through the grid there. That was a brilliant start to charge all the way up to 3rd, and he knew he had a lot of work to do to get through the pack here, and he's done most of it on the first corner. And there's Kimi Raikkonen, I believe, charging up, doing a good start early. Already the battles are picking up. There's a battle between Schumacher and Adrian Sutil. There's this twisty track, you see the nature of it now. And it's already catching out drivers. It's caught out Felipe Massa, and he's nearly wiped out Vitaly Petrov. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. Bit of rush of blood to the head. And not that head either. Anyway, here's a replay of the start. As you can see, look at that. Vettel just barreling through. Clearly no orders or team orders there with Webber, because he just told him to get out the way, I'm coming through. And he knew it was a very tough track to overtake on, but there's just enough chances to overtake, which is why I like this track. There's Massa's spin and boneheaded move, nearly taking out Petrov. Petrov's probably presumably keyed his radio and gone, what the hell are you doing, you absolute blithering idiot. Anyway, pit stops are on the way. There will be one round of pit stops in this race. None of this prime option tyre dump. Just one pit stop, and as you can see, it's not gone well for our leader Hamilton, because he's lost the lead to Vettel. So either Vettel just put in another annoyingly good pit stop, or Hamilton and the McLaren engineers forgot what a snug nut is, or a wheel fell off again, or whatever. There's Alguersuari in the pits, and we've got a massive pile up over in turn 3. 3 cars involved. That looks like Schumacher, annoyingly Kobayashi as well, and one of the Jordans, I think that's Jarno Trulli, and inevitably the safety car is out. That's a pretty horrendous crash. Looks like everyone's alright. Pretty dangerous accident there. I don't know what happened there. No, I do know what happened. Michael Schumacher was being an idiot and trying to go for space that wasn't there. And Trulli got tangled up in that, and Kobayashi was just an innocent bystander, to be honest. He spun out and got tangled up in the mess of wheels and wings that is the modern Formula 1 car. So, bit of boneheaded driving from Michael Schumacher. I thought he was supposed to be a world champion. He's not very good, is he? I'm just kidding, obviously, although that wasn't a particularly good bit of driving. And inevitably all 3 of them are out. That's a shame. We're just glad they're all alright, obviously. So here's the running order at the restart after the safety car. Vettel leads Hamilton ahead of Rosberg, who's done well to work up to third. Jaime Alguersuari's done even better to get up to fourth, but he'll be under a lot of pressure on this restart. He's got both the Lotuses of Raikkonen and Grosjean right behind him. This is going to be very intense. We're going for a 4 or 5 lap sprint here after that safety car. And as you can see, Nico Rosberg is wasting no time until he's mugged Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's not having a good race here today, and as you can see, I called it. Alguersuari's under a lot of pressure already from those Lotuses. Raikkonen's already passed him, and it's a miserable day for the Saubers as the other one's just gone out. Pedro has blown up, and it's oh dearie me! Oh dear! Well, he was doing all the right things, but Vettel, it looks like another gearbox is blown. Can you believe it? And that banging noise you hear is Christian Horner banging his head against the technical desk in pits, as unbelievably the invincible Terminator of Formula 1 has had another technical problem. And what that means is Nico Rosberg quietly sitting there in 7th. He started 7th, he's just quietly worked his way up. He has been rewarded for his patience with the lead of the race with just, well, he's coming around to the last lap here, so coming to the far final corner. All he's got to do is not make any mistakes. Well, he's kind of done that before on a narrow circuit. He did that at the Monaco Grand Prix, so Hamilton is there, but I'm not sure if he has anything for him. In fact, the fastest car on the track looks like Raikkonen, but he's down in third, way off, and Nico Rosberg will win the inaugural Atlantic Grand Prix. Well deserved as well. And there's Jaime Alguersuari. Turns out he did hang on for fourth after all. And look at this, so many battles down the grid, going down to the final checker flag. The rest of the field completes what was an intense race. Should we just take a deep breath and just gather our bearings again? Because that was an intense final few laps. I didn't know where to look in the final few laps. And in the end, after the game of musical chairs that was that race, settled down, and when the music stopped, Nico Rosberg takes his third win of 2013, and a well-deserved one as well. As I said, he was patient, which is what you need on a track like this. Hamilton, he had a few mistakes, but he'll be happy with second. Raikkonen third. My driver of the race, Alguersuari, battling up to fourth from 14th on the grid. Extraordinary stuff there. Petrov did well as well in the old model Renault. He got up to 8th and finished ahead of more established drivers. Those old Williams BMWs didn't have a fun time, did they? They were the last finishers. But at least they finished, unlike a certain Mr. Vettel and Mr. Schumacher, who will be sitting in the garage in their broken and ruined cars just thinking what might have been, to be honest. So there is your podium, and a deserving podium it is. And we all remember Kimi Raikkonen. He had a great start as well. He was behind Vettel, on that torpedo of a start. He just kind of snuck up there with him, and the Iceman is rewarded with a podium finish. Here's the points for this year. Not much change in the driver's standings. Just despite another blow-up for Vettel, he still leads because he's invincible and annoying like that. And here's all the drivers who guest starred in this race early. Alguersuari wins the battle, which you wouldn't have predicted considering some of those drivers involved previous world champion Michael Schumacher, his brother Ralph, and Jarno Trulli. Yeah, he's pretty tasty. And Juan Pablo Montoya, who's also pretty good in a Formula 1 car. So, that was the story of the inaugural Atlantic Grand Prix. I hope you enjoyed it. I really can't think why you wouldn't have enjoyed it. It was a great race. It was exactly how I believe Formula 1 races should be. On a very tight track, as Luke Marcheski said. It's kind of, you know, a track that Formula 1 drivers wouldn't go to nowadays because Herman Tilke's boring and Bernie Eccles is an idiot. But I'm very glad they have turned up today for this race because it was a very tight track, very tight and twisty, a difficult track, but there was places to overtake, which I think was crucial. Monaco and Valencia, they're kind of tough to overtake, but they're impossible to overtake on actually. But as was proven here, this was tough and twisty, but you could make a pass, and that was absolutely crucial to what was a very, very good race today. The field didn't really spread out at all. It caught out even the most experienced drivers like Massa and Schumacher. It had pit strategy, it had the lot really. It had everything you'd want in a Formula 1 race. There's the massive pile-up. I don't know, Michael Schumacher is some amateur, I've never heard of him. I'm only kidding. What might have been for Vettel, yet another mechanical problem, and Nico Rosberg, the deserving winner of the inaugural Atlantic Grand Prix. I have been Adam Johnson, along with Luke Marcheski, for 865 Motorsport Productions. So long, I hope you've enjoyed the inaugural Atlantic Grand Prix.